In this video, we reviewed the find command, and we also review creating a file using touch and then removing that file using the exec command. So let's get started and let's check our current directory. So you'll see I have some text files, and I actually have 3 text files, but note that one of them doesn't end in a .txt extension, and that'll be important later on as we try to select for these files. So let's start by using the find command, and this is a good follow-up for our prior video, which you can see some of our data here when we're reviewing the which command, the where is, and also the locate command. So here on find, let's say I want to check for my files in the etc directory that have the password name in it, and have in mind that this has to be an exact match when you do this. And let's go ahead and get started. So you can see we have one location in which we have our password file. Let's just do a quick test, and let's try doing it just with pass. So when we do pass, we don't find anything in the etc directory, and like I said, this has to be an exact match for it to work. We can also use find to see the files that were most recently modified. So our dash here, our slash here represents our root directory, and we do mtime for modified time, and we can do 1 day or 3 days, for example, and that will create a big list, which I'm not going to run here, but you can adjust here for the different time interval, and you can, for example, see what files were changed within the last 3 days. So that's a good command to have for security and monitoring your system. Finally, I wanted to show you the touch command, and here we're going to create a new text file. And notice I'm going to add the .txt extension at the end, which is not necessary. So by using the touch command, I have already created another text file. So it's really not necessary. You could still open this file even if you didn't have that .txt extension. The reason I do it is because now when I run a command like find, and I use the dot here represents my current working directory, I'm going to search by name, and I'm going to use regular expressions. And what I'm saying here, the asterisk represents anything preceding a .txt extension will get selected here. And then we use the exec command. We'll say we're going to remove all those files. And this is a little bit like programming. So we're going to remove, and this the brackets here will represent where we actually all the files we catch with the previous command will end up here, and from there we're going to execute the command that we already said it was going to be a rm or remove command. So that's how it looks. Let's see if this works. Missing argument. Let me make sure everything looks fine. Okay, so that won't work. Be careful, every space here matters, and that's why it didn't work in the first try. So now what we ran here, we selected for all the files ending in .txt, which we saw we had 3 files ending in .txt. We have another text file .txt, my new text file, and this is a new text file. Had an extra E there, but you get the point, and they're all end in .txt extension. So let's do an ls command, and we're listing our current directory. And you can see all the ones that were ending in .txt got removed, but we do have my text file, which was another text file that did not end in .txt and therefore was not selected by our regular expression.